What's up guys, it is Epic Derp here and welcome to part 3 of my Trials Fusion career speedrun. So far I have completed the first 4 events. Every single Trials track has been completed, which until now has taken me just under 15.5 minutes. And in this episode we will be continuing with the Rainforest Rumble and very most likely also the Skill Showcase event. The Experts Club and Masters Gauntlet will both have a separate episode. So there's 2 more videos after this. And why did I make it 3? There's 2 more episodes coming out after this. But first of all, we have another 4 tracks right here, 4 medium trials tracks to complete in Rainforest Rumble. To start off with Bungalow Beach. So let's just get this track started. Let me just quickly, oh wait, I haven't unlocked the Viper yet. That's a bit annoying. But we'll just pick the roach once again to complete Bungalow Beach. In the past few episodes I made a couple of silly mistakes, but now I basically reached the tracks where yeah, the possibility of me making mistakes is getting bigger, which is, well, pretty much logically because the tracks are getting harder. But at this point in the career I would be less surprised and disappointed, or whatever you want to call it, if I were to make some mistakes on some of these tracks. Although right here we have a pretty nice run. Please let me make this. Yes, that was barely made it, and crap, I still managed to screw it up right there. That is unfortunate. That's yet another fault added to our total. And as you can see under my face cam, there is a basically a total time counter and also a total false counter, which is updated whenever I make a fault or whenever I complete a track. And we have completed Bungalow Beach in about 38.6 seconds with a single fault. That single fault was a bit unnecessary, but I got a bit too enthusiastic there. But anyway, we move on to the next track, which is Swamp Crash. And from my memory, this was somewhat a tough track. I believe there's a couple obstacles in this track that are fairly difficult if my memory serves me right. But anyway, we'll find out soon enough. Okay, I was almost afraid I would not be able to make that jump. We made a front flip here to make it to this big log in the water, and let's make this in one go. Thank you. Okay, now please don't ah, crap, that's unfortunate. My what you would call it, I wasn't really leaning properly there, which leaves us with yet another fault to our counter. But so far so good on this track. As long as I don't make numerous mistakes on these tracks, I am perfectly happy. Once we reach the extreme tracks in the Master Gauntlet event, I probably will gather a load of mistakes, because those tracks are really difficult. But so far we have 2 faults on this track, which is not too bad whatsoever, and we complete it in 53.334 seconds. We get the silver medal, which is fine, I guess. It was just a couple seconds too slow, although a couple seconds is quite a bit in the Trials games. But anyway, we move on to the next track, which is Temple Trouble. And this one, I'm trying to remember how difficult this one actually was. It's been a while since I played it. But okay, there's a few things that I have to be wary of. This landing I have to be kind of wary of, because occasionally I try to front flip over it and I ended up crashing on my head. This is also somewhat tricky, but things are all going well so far. Please don't let me bump my head. Yeah, I did bump my head. That is unfortunate. I had too much speed there, and yeah, I crashed right into that platform over there. But that's another fault to add up to our total, which is unfortunate, but nothing could be done about it. As long as I complete the remainder of the track without any faults, I am still pretty happy. So the finish is there already. So this is gonna be about 45 seconds. Oh my god, I almost thought I had a fall there. I smacked my face into the ground basically, but luckily I smacked it over the finish, so it did count as a finished track. About 45.5 seconds it took us with 1 fault. That is unfortunate, but not a bad time whatsoever. Which leaves us with 1 more Trials track in Rainforest Rumble, which is Tropic Storm. I don't believe this is too difficult. My memory is kind of failing now. I mean, I've played all these tracks loads of times on my other profile, trying to get platinum medals and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's one kind of tricky bit on this track that might get me a fault. That, oh my god, what am I doing? That was not the tricky part, and I should not have faulted there, but unfortunately I did, and I will have to live with it. Okay, let's just back up right here. That's gonna cost me a few extra seconds, but otherwise I would have not have made that jump. Now this is the tricky part I was talking about. Occasionally I make a fault there, but instead I made a very stupid fault at the beginning of the track. Completely unnecessary, but I made it, which is unfortunate, but I'll have to deal with that. But we are already reaching the end of the track. We'll just jump over this edge right here, and boom, there we have another gold medal. That is nice. In 46.7-ish seconds we completed this track. We now have 70 out of 75 medals to unlock the next event. Does that mean I have to complete some additional tracks? I could gather some gold medals. I could also complete some FMX or skill games. I'll just do the triathlon skill game real quick, because it is fairly nice to do, and I think it's sort of enjoyable to watch. So basically there's three different things you have to do right here in order to score as many points as possible. And what am I doing? Oh wait, this is the long jump. Okay, this is the long jump. I'm not supposed to bail. Oh, I accidentally pressed B there, and this is going to be a very poor jump, to be honest. This is not really good. But we have the long jump here, and that is not actually too bad. And right now it is the, I don't even know. Oh wait, I have to complete this as soon as possible. Okay, I have half a minute to do it. Okay, let's just quickly get this out of the way. Boom, boom, okay. Final jump. Let's get like 14 seconds left. Okay, silver medal, not too bad, but unfortunately I did not do good enough on previous tracks to unlock, to have 75 medals straight away for the next event. So I'll just collect the remaining medals that I need, and then I will see you at the next event. Right guys, after replaying some of the earlier tracks and getting a gold medal on those, I now have 75 medals, and I've unlocked the skill showcase event. And once again we have to start off with a training program. The fourth and last training program has been completed. I decided not to show it because, well, it's not really that interesting. The point of this speedrun is to complete all the trials tracks as fast as possible, and now I have all of those unlocked in the skill showcase event. To start off, we are going to play Rocky Road, and I also have the Pit Viper unlocked now, which is really awesome, because if I had to do all of these tracks with the Roach, it would get kind of annoying and kind of difficult. So these tracks are difficult enough as they are, so I'm glad to have the Pit Viper with me right now. So yeah, we start off the first track from the skill showcase. Please don't let me fall here, okay? Let me just back up to get enough room and space and everything and speed for the jump, and then I screw it up on the next jump, which is not really ideal, and I screw it up again. Please let me just complete this. Thank you. And oh my god, are you kidding me? 3 faults on the same checkpoint. That's just amazing. Okay, we finally make it. That's cool. So now we can complete this section over the rocks, jump over some bombs right here. Time my jump. Okay, nice. Well, those 3 faults were not completely unnecessary. Well, I don't think I should have made 3 faults there, but unfortunately I did, and as I said before about faults, I'll have to deal with them. This speedrun has not gone exactly like I had planned. I did not think I would have this many faults by now, but unfortunately I do, due to both, well, my own failing skills. But let's just complete this track right here I am getting quite near the end, because after this jump we go down a couple of stairs and right there is the finish. So just under 1.5 minutes we do get the gold medals. That is nice. 3 faults, 1 minute 26 and a bit. Not too bad at all, to be fair, but let's get straight on with the next track, which is Eco Park. Not the easiest either, and in fact this track has a challenge that you have to complete an even more difficult version of this track as well, and maybe I'll make a video about it one day, but for now we have to complete just the normal version of the track basically. But that red button you can see there, you have to well, basically stand on that for a couple of seconds, and then it will load a more difficult version of this track, which you will then have to complete, and that is actually much more difficult than this one, although so far so good. Not too many faults. These jumps are not really that tough. Let's make this one okay. There is I believe 1 or 2 semi-difficult jumps coming up, and when I say difficult, I'm talking from the perspective of my own skill level. I mean, someone who plays this game for the very first time will probably have a very hard time with these tracks. While I make a fault there, which is unfortunate. Back up to make some speed so I can make this. Okay, land this. Thank you. Make this jump now. Thank you. But yeah, I always, whenever I say something about this game, I talk from the perspective of my own skill level, which is fairly high. I would personally say that might sound a bit cocky, but I do think that I'm way better than anyone playing this for the first time. But I also think I'm better than the average Trials player. But anyway, in the meantime, we completed Eco Park in 1 minute 6 seconds and 8/10 of a second with a single fault. We get the gold medal, which is nice. We have a total of 81 medals right now, but I will have to replay some other tracks for extra medals. Otherwise, well, basically with this event I won't be able to get enough medals to unlock the next event. But no time to worry about that for now. We continue on with Icebreaker. It's a real conversation starter. Yet another funny description basically for a track, and I think that I'm going to make some faults on this track because yeah, there we have the first one already. This is a track that I always find difficult to zero fault, especially on the first run. So anyway, we have 1 fault until now. Let's try to keep it under 3 faults. I would say I think that is realistic, but there I get my second fault, which is unfortunate. I basically landed right on that bomb, and oh god, I kind of screwed up here, but I can save it. Yep, thank you for that. Let's just drop down here onto this ice platform, basically get a nice run up and boom, jump onto this platform right here, back onto the ice, let the bomb drop, or well, bomb explosive barrel more like, but unfortunately my third fault right there. So if I manage to continue the remainder of the track without fault, my prediction of 3 faults was basically spot on, and the end of the track is right here. So 3 faults, 1 minute 9 seconds, a spot on prediction basically of how many faults I was going to make, and a gold medal as well, which brings our total to 84 medals after this track. 3 gold medals in a row, not bad whatsoever. And we continue on with cold storage, and I honestly don't remember what this track looked like at this moment. When I see the start, it'll probably hit my memory like, I don't know, something that hits something else very hard. But anyway, we start the track off right here. Let's make this a, well, not the best first jump possible, but anyway, as long as we don't make too many faults, I'm perfectly happy. And this track also has a very interesting track challenge, because one of the challenges is that you have to complete this track faultless, basically in the dark. There's a lot of lights, as you can see, on this track, and there's a track challenge that you have to press a button basically to turn off most of the lights. There is still some light, but it's really dark. Then in the track it's really much more difficult to see where you're going, and then you basically have to complete the track faultless. and I did manage to complete that challenge on my other profile, and maybe I'll do it sooner or later on this one as well. But in the meantime, we complete the track with 0 faults in 45.7 seconds, which is not bad whatsoever. We are now on 87 medals, 7 left to go to unlock the next event. But as you can see, we only have 1 trials track remaining, which means, yeah, we can only get a maximum of 90 medals after this track, which means I will have to replay some other tracks or play some skill games or FMX to get the required amount of medals. But it doesn't really matter, because for the speedrun I am only counting the time of all my first runs of the trials tracks, as I've said. The beginning, wow, I have trouble to speak right now, but at the beginning of this series, I guess you could call this. Anyway, we are underway in this track. I should not really be making faults here. I've played this track so often, I know it pretty well. There are a couple of somewhat tricky jumps, but I should be able to do this just fine without crashing my head into a rock or anything like that. I should not be landing like that. Okay, line up my jump. Okay, boom. That is a very nice jump indeed. Now here I might fault between this jump on this rock to the tree that I have to land on, but no, I land perfectly basically, and right here I have to be wary that I do not go too fast, because I have to land on this ice and bump over the water there to reach the finish, which we have reached in 53.815 seconds with 0 faults, 90 medals now, which means that I have to collect another 4 on, well, different tracks, on a skill game, an FMX track, anything, basically maybe complete some tracks. Gold that I have silver so far. But anyway, this were the Rainforest Rumble and Skill Showcase events. I will get the remaining medals off camera, and I will then unlock the Experts Club, which will be featured in the next episode. But for now, this is the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave that thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. And other than that, thank you for watching.